Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh man, Courtney, it's Wednesday.
It is. Happy hump day, guys. So, hashtag hump over your hurdle. Whatever you are putting off, procrastinating, or scared of, get it done. Get it done.
Ooh.
So, you can check that
So thank you so much for tuning in for Fourth. No, I'm just playing.
off. Bye, guys.
Oh my goodness. All right. So make sure you like and share. Hashtag Force for Growth.
Yes. So, the hashtag force for growth and share for a chance to win Tony and Sage Robbins Ultimate Relationship Program. And it's a $200 value. And every time you share it and use the hashtag force for growth, that's a chance to win. And just one more week. Well, a week and a half left.
Yeah,
So,
week and a half.
yeah. So,
All
get
right.
your odds in.
Quick thing here. Today, Courtney, we're gonna dive in deep here. This is gonna be a crazy episode. So make sure you share it because
Yes.
this is gonna be interesting.
I think we'll all learn some good nuggets.
We're going to talk about marketing don'ts,
Yes.
marketing fails,
Yes.
what not to do,
And to
how not
stop.
to go about
Yeah.
things. Um, Quick disclaimer, if you're taking this personal and this hits home, we might be talking about you.
But we mean it with love
We
and
do,
we're here to help.
definitely.
And especially myself, I've made a lot of these mistakes
I
before.
did
So,
too, actually. I did too. I did some of these before and I thought they were effective, but guess
did we
what?
learn?
They're not. Okay, so
Yes.
I'll start off with one.
Okay.
Jesse, laugh, laugh, laugh. Okay.
That's going to be good.
So, all right, guys. So here's what we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about what not to do to marketing. This is how not to get clients. This is how to get to the point where you're pushing people away and you're not building relationships. This is all based on the idea that now with social media that people seem to be a little bit colder and withdrawn. And the idea here is that when it comes to marketing and creating business opportunities and connecting with people, it's about connection,
Yep.
not convenience. It's about connection. Okay.
Authenticity is still king.
Yes, being authentic, actually trying to make connections with people, even if it's on Facebook, LinkedIn, or virtual channels, it's still important to make those authentic connections. And this is really the basis of today's topic. Here we go. A year
Yes.
ago in November, I got a message from this guy. Let's call him DM. So DM decides to message me talking about, hey, I don't know you. He didn't say this, but basically he said, I don't know you. Can you send me some referrals for health insurance? So I replied back, well, hey, DM, really nice to meet you. Great that we're connected on Facebook. I see we got over 500 friends, including my wife and my podcast crew.
Yeah,
Um,
both of us.
both of them and my wife and other people that I know and love in real life. So I'm like, oh, this might be a good guy. Okay. So I've said, hey, just in full transparency, I have people really close to me in this area, and those are the people that I would refer. These are people that I know in real life, in person, that I have real life relationships with, and those would be the people that I refer. Sorry. So he started talking to me. He's like, hey, tell me about your meetings, your local meetings here in the DFW, your self development meetings, your masterminds, and things like that. So I sent him the information. He's like, okay, great, I'll check it out. Didn't hear from him since. Oh, DM, DM.
Oh, DM.
We're not saying damn, we're saying DM. Those are his initials.
I think initials, yeah. We'll go with
Initials are
anonymous
fine.
initials today.
And I didn't hear from him. A year later, about 2 weeks ago, he messages me again. He's like, hey, the early enrollment or whatever it's called is coming up. Would love to. Oh, he messaged me on Wednesday and says, happy Thursday. He messaged me on Wednesday. He's like, hi, Ricardo. Happy Thursday.
Careful with those copy and paste messages, guys.
Wow. Wow. Oh, DM. Oh, if I could just shake you. Either way, Happy Thursday. I was just reaching out to see if you needed me to go over your health insurance, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm like, hey, I appreciate it, but I have people in this area that I would go to if I need that service, but I have a pretty good employer right now and my insurance is covered and all this and that. He's like, okay, no problem. Have a great day. No problem, DM. Have a great day. So since he's local in the DFW area, I decide to invite him to our basket delivery, which is November 21st. We're feeding over 200 families. We're making a
Yes.
difference here in the Dallas Fort Worth area, and he's from Fort Worth. So I figured maybe he might be interested. Maybe he might be interested in coming out and hanging out with us and making some connections
Getting to know
so
us more.
so
Yeah.
he could get to know us in person.
We're a gold mine of people.
Yeah, we are. Oh my goodness. We're a platinum mine. Not
Yeah,
we're
we are.
beyond
That's
gold. We're
true.
like diamonds and platinum, the most rare of the rare. I mean, the people who come to our meetings and our events are community leaders, entrepreneurs, business owners, millionaires. I don't think I need to say any more than
Yeah.
that. But either way, guess what DM did?
Oh, I already
After
know,
I,
so I can't say anything funny right there.
after I invited him to a charity event, DM decides to unfriend me.
Yep. And what did he say right before? Wasn't he like,
he said,
okay, thank
yeah,
you. I'll check that out.
he's like, I'll check it out. Oh, DM. Oh, marketing
Where do
fail.
we start?
Where do we
Don't do
start?
that.
And
Don't do
here's the funny part. He did not unfriend my wife, but she's sharing this video, so he might be unfriending her now.
Hey, Jesse has quite an opinion on this too,
She
which
does.
I do want to compliment you because it was a very rude interaction. But even when you were retelling it to us, you weren't trashing the guy's name, and
No,
I always appreciate that.
no.
Even if, but I do want to point out. So even though, okay, so it actually did work. You told a lot of people about his business, but do you think it had the effect he wanted it
Oh
to?
my goodness. I tell you what, it took every single fiber in my being not to front this guy out on Facebook because we do have 525 mutual friends. And I would really hate for someone to do business with this guy. Someone that I know, that I love, that I interact with, that I talk to on the phone. Because the majority of the Dallas Fort Worth Firewalker self development community I am in tune with in real life.
Mhm.
Like I know you face to face. We pick up the phone, we see each other, we call each other, we text. And the thought of someone that I care about, that I love doing business with this type of person, kind of irks me. It kind of irks me, to be perfectly honest with you. So,
Yeah. Well, to be fair, it did spark a conversation where we're like, hey, let's talk about this. Let's talk
because
about
this
where
is not the only
folks
one.
might not know it doesn't work, or maybe they don't look that far into the future to see it's not going to have the effect you want, even though they will talk
No,
about it. But you don't want people trashing your name. You want raving fans out there.
you're
So
correct. There's this
it's an
there's
interesting
this
one.
old adage that there's no such thing as bad publicity. I have to say I disagree. Now in the age of social media, there is such a thing of bad publicity, and these
Hmm.
are the types of things, these marketing don'ts are what's going to get you bad publicity and get you a bad name. All right,
Yeah.
what's
Yeah.
yours, Courtney?
Okay. Oh, MLMers. I'm in insurance and I still think I'm in network marketing. Like I still think of it like that. I'm bringing a service directly to people. And, the point of the industry is, well, I'll get into that when we get in our tip section. But okay. All right. So I have three things I think. So the first, I love that you're passionate about your product, your service, whatever it is. Where a lot of folks go wrong when they join the industry is they just copy and paste the leaders or their uplines posts. And that's okay. It's just that leader might have been in the business quite a while, so it's not going to work the same for you. But what I see most often is people just only posting their product, only posting their product, only posting their product. And at the end of the day, you got to realize you are your own brand. You happen to sell a product. So you need to build that up and cultivate that up. But where I see the failure part of it is that they're only posting their products. So I really want to highlight what you're doing. You're taking yourself out of the brand. So, like, what if you leave that industry company, whatever? you're leaving all that on the table when you leave that product or service. Whereas if you built your brand, you can take that with you. The other thing you're doing is you're encouraging people to find a cheaper alternative, do their own research, especially Google. Google's algorithm will automatically highlight things that are negative because it's clickbait. The human mind will click on something negative with more urgency than it will something positive. So when you search an MLM company or when somebody searches a product, the stuff that's going to pop up first isn't going to be the most positive because that's not the algorithm. So so my point is when you're posting about your service over here on Facebook and Instagram or your product and you're posting, but you're not filling in with any like, oh, this changed my life because of this, or this is what this enabled me to do. You're not telling any of your story with it. You're just talking about the product. You're encouraging them to shop elsewhere because where do we go? We go to Amazon to look at reviews. We go to eBay. We go to Google. They're not going to find stuff that helps your mission on Google. They will through you. They will through your community, but they aren't going to find it through you. So that's my big one. And the tip on that is a third, a third, a third. So if you're in MLM, you've probably heard it, live out loud. And what that means is be authentic. Like you don't have to fake anything. Guess what? You're valuable now. Even brand new, even if you failed the last 5 companies. Look, I've been in 4 of them. So I've definitely jumped around, but you need to live out loud. You need to really, truly like show the world what you appreciate about this. And it doesn't even have to include the product in the post. And then another third, like what genuinely motivates you, post a lot of that stuff, but really resonates with you because you're attracting your tribe. Don't just, like we talked about on Monday, don't just pop up that motivational quote just to pop it up because you need to post 1 motivational quote a day. If it doesn't resonate with you, don't post it.
Correct. And
then another third, just real life stuff. So your kids, be a human. Like that's not so hard. Be a human. So that's your basic algorithm. My other 2 that just have to be said, if you add them as a friend, you accept the friend request, and then you immediately get an invitation to their page. You guys, that's not the way to build it up. And we do have a tip coming up, but that is not the way to do it because it will turn off 99.9% of your new friends. Okay.
Or sending a message immediately after you get the friend.
Thank you for adding me. Da, 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 da. What do you do? How do you do? How are you today? Like you don't have to schmooze people. You can be authentic and blunt. And like, what's an example of what I'm thinking? I don't know. If you are in communication or connecting with somebody and, hey, I work with this service. I help people like this. Would you be interested or know anyone who's interested? Honestly or not. But I mean, there's so much you can say in kind of having a one-liner that is comfortable in person and online. That's a trick. So it does involve practice, but we got to really give up this fake it till you make it because that copy and paste lifestyle is really ruining your chances of actual success. So the other one I was going to add, because this has happened multiple times, when somebody accepts your friend request and you invite them to 5 pages at once. Like,
that's ridiculous.
Every single business they were involved in. Ping, 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 ping. Yeah, I'm not a fan of liking it. Now, we make it a point to like and share our friends' businesses. We make it a point to support our friends' businesses, whether they're a hairdresser, this or that, in insurance, So we really network in-house, with our community. But you're building a lot of resistance to what value you can actually give because you're just copy and pasting this status or this message to people, hoping for somebody to be like, yeah, I need to lose weight. Or, oh, here's another one. Okay. You're leading with the money. This will make you, an extra $1,000 a week. Da, da, da. No, but no details. Like if you are marketing that way and just leading with the opportunity for money, like if it's a business, hopefully the opportunity for money is there. Okay. That's kind of a given, but you don't need to start with a magnet for the people who need money because they're always going to be after the money. When that next hot new product competitors, company comes out, where do you think they're going to go? They're going to chase the money. So, and that's just where I see a lot of people falling on their face, and it breaks my heart because they're jumping around after the next biggest paycheck, especially in the MLM world and especially with all these new generations after COVID and working from home. Look, I'm a fan. I know a lot of successful people in the industry. I definitely encourage it. But if you're not a raving fan of your product, you're just doing it because you think you can make a quick buck, or if you're not a raving fan of the opportunity you're offering to your leads, like, stop. You haven't found your niche yet. And I say that with love. And I say that as somebody who legitimately did it different for 10 years and then stopped. And I don't know what hit me, but I was like, insurance is MLM. Like, it works the same way. It kind of starts to build the same structure if you really look at it. But I have a product and a service I offer. And my tip on that to simplify it for you guys is point, aim, shoot. Point, aim, shoot. So, what I mean by that is stop thinking you need to teach them all the ingredients in the product. There's a beautiful web page your company's designed that you can just point them to. Say, let me know if you have any questions. I'm here for you. Or, fill in the blank. There's all kinds of things that you can point them to a training resource, train them to train themselves. Okay. Versus you have to be the person to teach it all, because that's overwhelming. And if you ever want to build an actual team, it's going to continue to get even more overwhelming. Okay. So keep it simple. You point someone to a resource, show them the information that helps clear up their question, show them that it can solve their problem, whatever. And then if they say yes or no, okay, just genuinely be there for that person. Whereas we get so caught up in, oh, I taught them all this and they didn't buy or they didn't sign up and join me and like, stop it. You're getting too personal from the front of it, that you're taking it so personal when they say no. Where if you keep it simple, what's my job? My job is point, aim, shoot. Point, aim, shoot, and shoot straight. I like that. Don't lie. Don't lie. So,
okay, I got one.
Okay.
To my coaches out there.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my coaches. I love you. I love my coaches. I love my coaches in these self-development communities, these mega groups, if you will, with tens of thousands of people. Oh, my coaches that are in those groups. I express my love and gratitude to each and every one of you. However, I have noticed a pattern that is very troubling. You want to hear about it, Courtney?
I do. And I wonder
Okay.
if it's how I feel or not. But anyway.
So there's these coaches, and I'm not going to say names, A, B, C, D, E, whatever. There's not even initials because there's so many that I can't keep up with them anymore. They'll post on these self-development groups with these people that are new to the self-development world, right? They're new to the self-development world, and hold on a second. They're new to the self-development world, and it's almost like they're looking to take advantage of these new people, right? They'll
Yeah.
post talking about they'll post talking about hold on a second. Oh, shoot. What am I doing? Okay.
You'll figure it out. It's just us.
All right. They'll post talking about, hey, if anyone's looking for accountability, send me a friend request. If anyone's looking for an accountability group, or let's keep each other accountable, let's keep this momentum going, send me a friend request. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then what happens?
You immediately get a DM
Oh,
message. It's like, hey, I'm running this special in my program right now. I
yep,
don't know. That was just a guess. Is
yep,
that where you go?
yep. Or there is no accountability. All it is them posting videos and or selfies, perfectly post selfies, by the way, perfectly post selfies with copy that's this long. Let me tell you something about that copy. Me personally, and I'm just speaking for myself, we'll ask Courtney. I don't read anything that's longer than this. If
It's
it's
really got to strike my interest in the first 2, 3 lines for me to click that see more part.
oh
Sorry.
yeah, oh yeah. Is it ironic that my level of reading big old long post is about 2 millimeters?
Isn't interesting?
Is it, oh, that's low. Yeah.
Attention span.
If it's anything more than about 2 millimeters, I'm just kind of like, No, thank you. Do a video, dude.
There's one.
Do a
Okay.
video.
So I'm not going to bring up initials for this one, but there was a person who in a group we're both in every single one of these persons' posts is a novel. It's a novel. Granted, it's a novel about how their life has changed. It's impactful value, I'll be honest, but it's just a novel. And so I only read like the first one I ever saw because everything else I'm like, yeah, that's another novel. And I love that they're sharing that with the world. Power on. But every single post, but point being, one of these posts was, hey, DM me and I'll send you my top 10 tips, fill in the blank. And you text me, or I think I had commented. That's what it was. It was comment and I'll send it to you in the DM. You had texted me and were like, hey, did that insert name? Did you get their list of top 10? And here's my point I want to teach y'all. Behind the scenes, I literally was like, yeah, I did. Here it is, Ricardo. So we were talking about how we don't like that marketing tactic while we shared the material. And I don't think either of us really read the material. We just passed it on there. So we didn't value it because it was presented in an invaluable way.
Ooh. Hold up, Courtney. Repeat that again.
We didn't get value out of it because it was presented to us in an invaluable way. And I don't mean that as irreplaceable. I mean that as no value there. And whereas that might work and that might get you some leads, I just want to illustrate that there are folks probably having conversations on the side being like, yeah, I really don't want to comment because they don't know I maybe and to be fair, okay, to take it one step further, that one same coach messaged me, and granted, I mean, I know this person, I've met him in person, and anyway, I'm fond of him, but basically messaged about coaching program and was like, oh, I'm running this special, and I came back and was like, hey, actually, I'm at a new career. I've made a shift. It's not coaching, but I mean, I'm an insurance consultant, so kind of same category. And I basically said, look, I have more leads than I can keep up with. My efficiency's up, my productivity's up, like all the categories to basically say, like, I'm doing great. I'm not looking to hire any services right now. And that person responded back like I didn't just say, I'm happy where I am. They responded back like I was complaining and miserable with my life. They're like, well, I can help you with that. And I can help bring you up from that moment. And it was like, did you read the message? It was a positive message. I didn't send something being like, oh, woe is me. So that's where I kind of like back to DM at the beginning, initials, because he needs initials. But like, you didn't even read my message from last year. You didn't even read my feedback. Why would I give you a second chance? You didn't even take the first one seriously. So
not to pick on our coaches.
No,
I got another one with our fellow coaches.
We love what you're doing, and you're putting yourself out there. That's also why we're doing this, is to help.
I would like to see
masses.
People get away from the perfectly posed picture. I would like to see people get away from the perfectly posed picture. The perfectly posed picture with the quote or the value add copy, or that the quote is on top of the perfectly posed picture.
Or why do we have to post 3 different selfies of us every morning outside the gym with our stats? Every day. 3 different selfies that look identical. Sorry.
At least post a different one.
Yeah.
So here's the thing with the perfectly posed picture is we know that it's posed. We know that it's staged. And what does the quote have to do with the pose?
Nothing.
Did you read the quote? Did you read the quote, then take the picture because you're feeling good about the quote that you read before you took the picture? I don't know.
If that's the case, just say, this quote's got me feeling like, and whatever. Like, say
here's
what's
another
on your
one.
mind.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
We're going to lose friends on this one, Courtney. Jesse, it's not a perfect picture. It's a chick with her butt and her boobs hanging out, talking about her tips.
Boom.
Ooh. Oh my.
Gotta be careful. I'm all for work what your mama gave you. I'm also for professionalism and
we're not
using
hating.
a formula that
I
works.
want to make sure that we're not hating because I don't want to. I want to make sure that we don't cross over the line of hate.
Okay, so I'll throw one under. I'm in a group called Insurance Soup, and it's a bunch of just agents. And there's this one going around. So I think it's a guy in DFW. I don't know him personally. But it's just a hot blonde in a really tight white shirt with large breasts. It's just there smiling, all seductive, and at the bottom, it's like, we can get you more leads, insurance leads, life insurance leads, da 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 da. So it's circulating as a joke in this group across Texas because it's like, this has nothing to do with leads. Nothing. Like, how more blatant than you can almost see through her bra. Like, it's that in your face. And but it sums up a lot of marketing tactics because unfortunately sex sells. So
It does. It does. But at some point, I think that the customer is getting smarter. Your ideal client is getting smarter. And I had to come to the realization
less time to waste.
for our group, for our local group that has local meetings here in the DFW area, do I want the people in our meetings that fall for that type of marketing?
No, no,
No,
thank you.
I don't. And it took me a long time to realize that because I thought it was about filling up the room. Let's fill up the room. Let's make the room huge.
Which you did. We did have some years
We
like
did
that.
have, but
What
it's
we
not about
learned.
quality. No, it's not about quantity. It's about quality.
Hmm.
I don't want people that are just going to fall for come to our meetings and we'll change your life.
Yeah,
No, no,
yeah. We
no. I don't want people that fall for that type of marketing.
and let's highlight what's wrong with that. So what is wrong with that is that the expectation is so high. You're either chances are slim. You're gonna okay. So they're gonna show up at your meeting and they're gonna be like, "I was promised a life changing experience." So either they're expecting something way higher than your monthly like which I mean they're pivotal, they're transformational, don't get us wrong, but I don't know if I'd say like I guarantee it will completely change your life if you show up once, okay, because it's the connection and the build and the authenticity built over time that really caused that. But they're going to be pissed off that they showed up and it did not change their life. You lied to
Correct.
them. It creates distrust. So it's a double-edged sword. It's just not going to get you success. There are so many other phrases and things you can say that are just like, I guarantee you're going to learn one powerful thing that's going to make the rest of the year a lot easier.
If you
That I would
implement
say
it,
with confidence.
if
Yeah.
you implement it,
Yeah.
if you implement it, that's the key.
Hmm.
Oh man.
I
Okay.
feel like
So
that sums up a lot of just this whole marketing conversation. It's if you're not implementing connection, you're just trying to fabricate it, and it's not going to work
it's
until
not.
you plug in actual connection, which
And
is scary.
one in the comments here, Courtney, real quick. I'm not gonna post this one because I think this is a very kind of a sensitive cop topic. It says this guy fired his first coach within 5 minutes. He didn't read about me specifically, especially after I took an hour to fill out a coaching questionnaire. So this is a lengthy questionnaire. To all the coaches out there, please study your clients prior to your meeting.
Boom. Yeah.
Boom.
That's a big one. That is absolute. That's what I was talking about. That's what he was talking about with the first example he used. The guy didn't read the, he didn't take the
Pay
feedback into
attention.
account.
Pay
He didn't
attention.
take it, which,
Here's one thing. Here's one thing. With the messaging, with the direct messaging, with the Facebook, it's easy. And it's almost like we're taking the easy way out by sending a Facebook message, by sending a communication through Instagram or whatever, because it's like we don't want to feel the rejection. So we're
mhm,
going to send a message. And if they reject me here, that's okay because I can reject them back and unfriend them.
mhm.
So now
But
you're one upping each other.
if you're in it for business, none of that equals money
None.
next
None.
month.
You got to get out of your comfort zone and you got to look at the feedback.
Yeah.
Like, go back. If you're just now tuning in, listen to this video to the first example of what I talked about with this topic. And if you're looking at the feedback and the numbers, how many people are biting when you reach out to them in that way? Is it 1%? Is it 2%? Versus if you make a true communication, maybe it could be 4%, maybe it could be 5%.
Mhm.
Are you that type of person that you're going to be satisfied with a 1% conversion rate instead of looking at that number and saying, hey, I reached out to 100 people and I only got one client? And I'm happy
Yeah.
with that. If that's who you are, if you want to be that guy or gal, more power to you. If you want to double or triple or quadruple that percentage to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8% listen to what we're saying. That percentage of conversion is feedback.
Mhm.
If you're sending 100 code instant messages to people that you're friending the day of within a minute, and you're only converting 1% or half a percent, that's feedback. Look at that feedback. Adjust accordingly. Be willing to step out of your comfort zone and do something different. Oh my goodness, that might actually mean making a connection with people. Oh, the horror.
Yeah. And just that blanket of you touched on it earlier, but listen to your clients. And I'll drive that home with network marketing. So many folks, I've seen it so many times. Okay, so you recruit somebody because you're like, hey, part-time hours, da 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 da, full-time pay, or whatever your line is. You like to use that, used to be mine. And basically, you recruit them on, hey, just work 5-10 hours a week, blah blah blah. And then you put them on your one program you have that is treating it like it's a full-time job and expecting them to love it as much as you. Whereas, okay, still enrolled in 4 different essential oil companies and stuff that I'm just my own best customer. Leave me alone. I don't want to sell anything. I just want to buy it at a discount when it's there. So there are so many people that could be lifelong clients of yours if you listen to what they actually want out of it versus there was one that just, oh, she still reaches out to me and treats me like I want to do this one full time. So I've had to say bluntly about 3 different times, I am not in this to make money. Okay. And I don't know when I'm going to place my next order. Leave me alone. Like, love you. Stop. And it's just, I see it a lot. And so coaches do the same thing where, yes, you might have a great coaching program, but there are details or stories, something that your client might need you to tweak this or do differently. And it's okay because there's a light at the end tunnel because I am a perfectionist procrastinator, meaning I put stuff off until I know I can do it perfect. And so I'm learning through that right now. But a lot of people think recruiting is so hard because I'm going to have to train this many people a year. I'm going to have to do this. I'm going to have to be a leader to all these people. Back up. If you would listen, there's so many people that don't even want to participate in the team. They just want the discount. They are your people too. They are. So you're overthinking so much and making it so much harder in your head because you think everyone needs to follow this program. Or if you lighten up on your program and listen to your clients better, listen to the feedback of the world around you, what works for you. What works for my neighbor might not work for me at all. And I could be wrong about all this. So I'm very aware of that. So I'm open to see how someone else does it and pay attention and be like, okay, I like this. I don't like that. I'll leave it on the table. So you just really can't like put everyone into one box you're working with. Like you're losing retention left and right because you're trying to put everybody in a box. And you're back to square one. Where's the connection? Where's that you hear me or I hear you? So it could be a lot easier than you think it is right now if you would just lighten up and listen better.
It doesn't work. One
No.
size does not fit all. I think my last one here is don't be scared to be vulnerable. Don't be scared to be personable. It's so like right now we could flip the script right now on this podcast and talk about gratitude and just give you all these isms about gratitude and meditation and all this and all that. Now we just sound like everybody else. But now if I'm telling you, okay, man, this morning it was a rough morning here in the Leon household. This is true. I'm not making this up. I'm not giving an example. It was a rough morning here in the Leon household. We were going all over the place. Sebastian was going wild. Jesse was going. Everything was haywire. I can go into detail in another episode. But I had to actually step back and think that I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to be here. That's how powerful gratitude is. That in the midst of chaos, I'm still able to bring it back down to a level to get here on this podcast and talk because of the power of gratitude. Isn't
Yeah.
that much better than me just like, Courtney, just be grateful. Be grateful. Be grateful. Just be grateful, everyone. The
It's
power,
powerful.
gratitude is so powerful. And I'm going to just throw out these quotes from all these books and all these things that I've read about gratitude. No one cares. I hate to say it, but no one cares about you reading what you learned from a book, word by word by word.
If you don't do anything with it.
Now, you take that, correct, you take that, and you tell me how you applied it in your life, in the situation. Now I'm listening. I'm listening to your message, your version of the message, taking what you've learned, how you applied it, how it made a difference. Now I'm going to go buy that book. Now I'm going to be watching your videos because you're sharing some good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't be a record. Don't just take what someone else says and put it in your CD player. Man, I am showing my age. Uh,
Hey, don't they say the original is always the most valuable copy?
but yeah, don't copy paste it like we talked about. Don't have a copy paste lifestyle.
Yeah.
Take that message, apply it, make it your own. Don't be scared to tell your story
And listen to the feedback.
and listen to the feedback. It's not
Yeah.
hard, guys. It's not hard. And everything doesn't have to be deep and profound and like, oh, guys,
Which
this
please
is
don't make it all that deep.
this this is Courtney. This is just weighing so on my heart. And no, dude, it was a crappy morning. Everybody, literally in this household, was going crazy, and we had to all wrap it up with gratitude to bring it back down, so we could continue and turn this day around.
Yeah. Hey, your mess is proof of your existence. And that is a Rhonda Bird Parker quote.
It is.
So it's
It is.
look at what mess you've lived. Like you've lived. You have a child going crazy. You have a wife. You have passion in your relationship, whether it's
Yes.
good or bad that moment. But look at what you've created.
But don't be scared to be vulnerable. I'll tell you when I'll tell you exactly the moment that this podcast, these videos took a turn when we decided to be authentic and put ourselves out there.
Hmm. And
When
it
we
was
did,
scary.
it is. It is. Because what? We could sit up here and throw isms all day long, right, Courtney?
Yeah.
Like, oh man, oh yeah, from this book, from this book, from this,
We
from
don't swim
chapter,
in the shallow end
oh
here.
yeah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah. But then at some point, it's like, dude, like you're sharing some great information. However, how does it apply to me? How did you actually apply that?
Hmm.
Okay, cool. But how did you actually apply that? How has it actually made a difference in your life? Because if you're just going to tell me about Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, well, why don't I just go listen to Napoleon Hill Think and Grow Rich?
Yeah.
But if you're telling me how you took that book and applied the principle in chapter 3, now I'm listening. Oh, okay, that's good. I didn't get that from chapter 3. I didn't apply chapter 3 like that.
Yeah. And that's okay. So, quick plug, just another tip. That's what a lot of people are doing is okay. So, I don't have a book in arm's reach right now, but like, this is how they sell their product. Okay. So, you're going to laugh at this, but this is how people sell their product because they're scared to be them. Okay. So, yeah. So, they're like, this is a book, it has pages, the pages have words. Do you want to buy this book? Whereas if you approached it like, here's a book that changed 2020 for me, it just rocked my world. And here's 3 tips I got from it. Maybe you could find value in it too. Wanted to share.
Boom.
What is going to generate more interaction, more likes, more engagement? Who's actually going to buy the damn book? Like, okay. So you can't, you got, it's scary, but be more you. Like, you don't need to be anything else right now. And that's just starting new ventures. People think they need to become an expert in this area. I did. I struggled. I still struggle with this imposter syndrome. I think I need to prove myself until eventually I'll finally be credible enough to talk about this. Well, I missed out on a lot of opportunities. Thank goodness I'm waking up, but I could have helped so many more people years ago if I would have realized and plugged that in now. And so just authenticity. If you're ever not sure, be authentic, because at least you're truly speaking to one person instead of 500 people rolling their eyes at you because they're like, yeah, I saw someone else do that tactic yesterday. And so that's another thing. So many people are doing these posts, like people see it. Like I see 10 different friends do it at one time. And I'm like, come on, guys. But I do want to, okay. So I have a quick list here of just tips for you guys as we close out. So authenticity is king. just anything with genuine connection. If you would not say that to a person, if you just were next to him in line at a coffee shop or meeting him at a network meeting, don't be that creepy person in the messenger box. Okay.
Don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy.
Hashtag don't be that guy.
Don't, oh, the fan art. Okay. I was gonna say, and don't Photoshop pictures of anyone and send it to them. It's not received authentically. Okay. I don't know how to sum that up. Keep going. Okay. Live out loud. Just live out loud. Don't be scared to be vulnerable and just live your life. Like he was saying, you don't have to be perfectly posed to post a picture. Okay. Consistency. It's why we have a successful podcast. Okay. So just consistency, just do it routinely. Okay. Michelle's doing it, a video every morning at 7 or 7:30. And then this one, have posture. And this is a Ray Higdon. I'm a member of Ray Higdon, Justice Higdon's rank makers. So this is where I got this, but have posture. And what that means is stand tall, proud, without anyone else needing to validate you, without anyone else needing to believe in you. Get to that moment where you can stand tall with posture, because that way when somebody says yes or no, you're not putting that value in them saying yes or no. And who that is you as a person. You have posture. And that comes back to, the service you offer. You really need to be a raving fan at first, because that transpires. But those are my biggest tips, that if you aren't, just be real. Be real. It's
Man,
okay.
this episode went everywhere. For those of you just now tuning in, make sure you go back and watch the video. Audio podcast listeners, leave a comment in your app. Let us know what you think about this. I
Yeah.
think we should do marketing more often.
Yeah. Give us some feedback.
Give us
We
some
love it.
feedback, because being a force for growth is about marketing. What is the old saying? Everyone is selling something.
Yep.
You're always selling something. And the way we want you to present yourself in the way that people are being attracted to you. The
Hmm.
client is getting smarter. The customer is getting smarter. In the sea of competition, what's going to set you apart?
Yep.
What's going to set you apart? How many insurance agents are there here in the DFW area, Courtney?
Oh, I don't even know that
I,
number. I
I
would just
think I
throw
could, I
out
could
like
I think I could go
50,000.
outside and throw a rock and hit
Yeah.
one.
I would say oh, don't worry. They'll come to you. Just raise your hand.
Correct. So the question here is, what's going to set you apart from everybody else? And if you're just copy pasting what everyone else is doing, I don't know who you are. Don't be scared to be vulnerable. Don't be scared to be you. Don't be scared to sell Courtney.
Yeah.
I had to come to that realization. Don't be scared to sell Ricardo. People are either going to like you or they're going to hate you.
Yeah.
With me, there's really no in between. There really isn't.
No.
I'm either gonna provoke thought and inspire you, or you're gonna hate my guts. That's
Yeah.
how it is. That's
Which,
how it is.
we've built a richer community, and we aren't talking about money, but yeah, a lot of us have gotten raises and more money, but a richer community. And then it's so quick when somebody doesn't like you.
It is. But
Okay, bye.
I care about results. I've turned into being very results driven, not just results for myself, but results for other people and making a difference.
You are.
And if you want fluff and puff, you can go somewhere. There's plenty of people out there that will give you some fluff and puff. But my example here is that you have to be you. You have to be authentic. You have to be yourself. You have to talk from your heart and speak from your spirit. And don't be scared to push people away or shove people away in my case.
Yeah.
And it's okay. It's okay because you will attract the right people.
Yeah.
Is it scary? Is it I mean, it's just scary. I'm not even going to try to sugarcoat that but with another word. It's scary to put yourself out there and be vulnerable
Yeah.
and put yourself out there to the point where you're going to be rejected. It sucks. It's a lot easier to live behind instant messenger and send messages all day because it's not real rejection versus putting yourself out there and having real conversations with real people and doing real things. Yes, it's harder and you're going to be rejected hundreds, if not thousands of times.
Hmm.
And you're going to get a lot of people who are not even willing to tell you the truth that they're not interested. They'll be like, yes, I'll look into that. Yes, I'm interested. And you're never going to see them. You're never
Sean
going to hear
Murphy
from them.
teaches a lot about that and how to learn the genuine yes
Correct.
versus the yeah, leave me alone. I'm never actually going to respond to you again.
Yeah. A lot of people are scared to just say no. I'm not
Which
interested in that.
doesn't it come down to you being in tune with you to
It
hear it?
is.
So
It is. It,
authentic
it
with yourself.
I used to get so butthurt over that, Courtney. I know that we're running long here, but I used to get so butthurt about that.
I did too.
Like I would be like, but they said yes. They said they would be here. And then you message them and they ghost you.
Yeah.
It sucks because you can't help but take that personal.
Yep. Yep. 4 agreements.
You can't help but take that personal.
Mm-hmm.
And it's natural to take it personal. But you have to go beyond that and understand that that person is not for you.
Mm-hmm.
You're not for that person.
Was it Mary Kay that said, some will, some won't? So what?
Say that again, please.
Mary Kay, that's a quote from Mary Kay, the actual Mary Kay, not the company, okay? But some will, some won't. So what?
Boom.
And one we reference a lot, or I bring up a lot, I don't know, but there's your business, their business, and God's business. And okay, so I'll be vulnerable here. There were meetings that first year I didn't show up to with the North Texas Firewalkers. And the reason was I was terrified because I knew if I went, I'd grow. Well, I was a lot of rapid growth, just there's good with bad, right? So I personally would only go to like every other meeting there for a little bit because it would take me 2 months to get the guts up to go again. Whereas when I stayed consistent with it, when I opened up to you guys, actually got to know you guys, actually talked to you guys, the draw was there where it was like this, a family I'm meant to be a part of and I want to grow with them and be a part of the mission. So that all dissipated. But to be fair, there's a perfect example as to Ricardo probably did have feelings because, I'm just one name but this, if you're running a group, this will happen. If you're running events, this will happen. So when somebody RSVPs yes, and they don't show up, and you want better for them. You want them, you can see the growth. Okay, that was an example with you. You could see, you could help me, but I wouldn't let you in because I wouldn't show up for me, But that's back to, it wasn't Ricardo's fault. I just wasn't ready. It wasn't anyone's fault except for mine. So there's your business, their business, and God's business. And you only need to stay focused on yours. Okay, because the rest will kill you. So really just, there's some fate stuff that'll happen, but aside from that, you just stay your course. Their reasons are their reasons. Your job, okay, I'm in insurance. My job isn't to get you to say yes to a quote right now. My job is that when you need a quote, you think of me. When you get that
Ooh.
renewal that sparks, that it rates doubled, you think of me. And so I've raised some eyebrows before because people.
Hold on. Say that again, Courtney. I'm sorry that I have to interrupt you, and
That's
I
okay.
totally broke your. Say
I'm
that
trying to remember
again,
what
please.
I said exactly. Okay, so basically, my job is not to get you to say yes to a quote now. Granted, that exists. I need quotas, but my real job is that when you need me, you think of me, and
When
you
you
know what I
need me,
do, and you know what
oh,
service I offer.
oh my goodness.
And that's like, I'm an insurance. I'm probably one of the weirdest insurance agents because I will follow up with you until you die or I die. Literally, I'm not kidding. Like my close ratio is 100%. I don't know how long that'll take me, but I build genuine relationship. Like a brand new client from September asked to come to Baskets for Good because she watched our podcast. Why? Because I friended her on Facebook. So it's like the follow up. Stop thinking the follow up is just a phone call. Like stop it. Okay, most people need 5 to 8 times, I believe, to say yes, but
It's
most
more
people
now.
give up after.
It's more.
Probably with our attention span, yeah. So, but
Yes.
fact is, most people give up after 1 to 2 attempts and are like, "Well, screw them." One, that's bad business karma. Stop it, because you're actually saying that to yourself. Another, just boom, if you didn't know that. But just, it's this is a big one to me. So anyway, I just kind of so many thoughts just now. My mind went blank. But yeah, it's
big.
the core of
We
it.
need to do more marketing videos. We got so much to talk about in this space.
We do. Oh, and thank you for everyone who left awesome comments on that post yesterday of mine. I really appreciated that because
Oh.
it proved the theme is
It's there.
common.
People see it. Customers are smart. Clients are
Mhm.
smart. You think people can't see through the BS, but they can.
Not
You
only can they
think that
see
it's
through it, they can
working.
smell it, they can hear it, they can see it from a mile away.
You
Yeah.
think it's working, but it's really not, guys.
Hmm.
Oh man. All right.
I guess we got to cut it off eventually.
I think sooner or later, because we could probably talk about this all day,
I know.
but we could have probably
Our
broken
first
this
8 hour
up
session.
into, we could have probably cut this into like 4 different episodes, but maybe we need to do another marketing.
We'll do a more structured
we're gonna,
one.
yeah, we
This
need
one,
to
we
do
just
more
had some
marketing.
emotional, like, we just had to,
We need to do more marketing stuff.
yeah. Let us
Maybe
know what y'all think,
we'll
guys.
figure it out. Comment below. Let us know what you think. Let us know your pet marketing peeves,
There we go. Yeah, I like that.
and or message them to me or Courtney, and we would love to talk about them, digest them, and let people learn. This is about learning. This is about learning opportunities for our people to be themselves and market better.
Yeah. And just to really drive it home and to, I'm pretty sure I've committed almost every single one of these offenses, by the
Me
way,
too.
over my
Me too.
decades. So just
Me too. And
be,
that didn't work.
and they didn't work. So
So
next.
there you go. Boom. Mic
Yeah.
drop. Have a great day, everybody. Remember, Baskets for Good is November 21st. Visit basketsforgood.org. Boom.
Yes.
We're
And
excited.
if you
The
liked what you
19th, the
heard,
20th, and the 21st. 3-day event, Courtney. 3 days.
yeah, we're making big stuff happen. Yeah. We don't even know how many families we're feeding. We've upped it from 200 for
We
the
did up
week,
it.
feeding them for a week. So
Yeah.
yeah, we still
Yeah, I
got
think we're at
fundraising coming in.
250
So
ish.
help
Yeah,
us feed more.
it's going to be so
Yeah,
good.
it is.
Ah,
Okay.
basketsforgood.org. Come see
Yes.
me, Courtney, Michelle, the whole Force for Girls crew will be there live.
Yes, we would be. I know. I love that. Have we said that yet? Our
I
crew will be there
maybe
live. Come take
maybe
a
we
picture
need
with
to.
us, you
Yeah, come
guys.
take a picture with us. We'll have headshots and group pictures for autographs.
Right? We're kidding. We don't take ourselves that seriously
Or
yet.
are we?
Hey, a
I don't
lot can
know.
happen
We'll
in
see.
the next 20 days. So, okay.
All right, guys. We'll be back on Friday with
Yes, a very
Freestyle
fun
Friday.
episode. I don't know what's
Friday.
coming. He does, but
Tune in on Friday for a special Halloween episode. Ooh,
dun, dun, dun.
what's gonna
Yes.
happen?
I truly don't know. So
You
I'm
don't
kind of
know?
nervous, but whatever. It always works out.
Oh yeah. You better be nervous. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you for
Remember,
watching.
be yourself, be happy, and be productive.
And you are valuable enough already. You don't need to fake anything.
Boom. Mic drop. Bye.
Bye, guys.